Hi, this is Lightman and Navra, and this is my video over the NECA and Bandai branded Godzilla figures that are somewhat easy to come by because you can get them at Walmart and Target, and they're kind of somewhat budget collection because you're not spending $100+ for example, SH Monster Arts or some kind of import from Japan type of figures. So stay tuned and we'll see what I have collected so far. Okay, this is the one that started it all right here. This is the only one that I'm going to kind of lie when I said easily accessible, because I got this one on Amazon, and if you don't have any way to buy stuff online, then he's going to be kind of hard to come by then. This is Millenium Godzilla. This is made by Bandai, and from the movie Godzilla 2000. He has the best paint job. He's got the purpley spikes. Best crazy looking spikes. He's all kind of made out of hollow rubbery, kind of like squishy material, but not really like that kind of bends. I think I paid about $20 for him. That's shipping and everything. No, this is not the one from Japan. This is the American one, as in it's made in, well, it's made in China, distributed in America. So not to be confused with the one that looks exactly like this. It has a tag. I actually have the tag. I don't know where it's at right now, because the Japanese one would be like $100. So there's him. And if you can't find him on Amazon, then at your local Walmart, these guys, they come in a little cardboard box. It's really simple. This is also Godzilla 2000, just a different variant of the same one. Here's the differences. This one's head's a little bit smaller. This one doesn't have as cool of a paint job of spikes, in my opinion, because it's not metallic. And they're kind of spread out. This one has the one from Amazon. He just moves like this. He's got those, what I call, what do you want arms. And then he just has that. So he can kind of just sit there and chill. And then his articulation is also what do you want arms. And then he has this weird foot that looks bad in the other position of the back. Kind of has that weird kind of tauntaun foot like on the Star Wars. And then that one goes up. So he can pretty much just do this. Otherwise it looks bad. No, the tail doesn't turn right there. But yeah, it's up to you which one you choose. I don't want to have 50 the same thing, but even though I have 2 the same thing. Second one that started the collection was Shin Godzilla from the movie sitting there in the background. This is came out in 2016, and they've done I think 2 or 3 variants of this one. One that's Atomic Blast, and he's purple, and then they redid that one again for some reason. I guess people complained on the paint job. Not for sure on that on the Facebook group, but NECA is considerably better quality. This one runs for about $25 to $28. You can get it at Target in the back where the electronics are, where they have all the vendor stuff and like where the pop figures and all that junk is. But he is a chunk. He weighs everything. These are just like hollow plastic, you know, like bath toys, vinyl material. These are actually like heavy-duty action figure. And he's my favorite. So we've got that. We have all the tail. All these, the tail comes disconnected, and I would suggest getting a, some people say hot water, but if you're like me and you're a girl, or if you're a guy that has long hair, you might have a blow dryer. A blow dryer works better to kind of get the pivot to not really melt it, but just make it more malleable. Otherwise, you're over here like stabbing yourself, going like this. And then you have all that stab in your hand. But yeah, him. He's got the best feet. The cat-like claws is what he has. It actually kind of hurts you too. But I kind of like him. He can be in multiple poses of coolness. He's got the little dinky arms. got the pretty cool tail. The tail is not the weird dead bodies from the end of the movie. But there you go. That's Shin Godzilla. The only Toho-made CG, fully CGI. Maybe it's a guy in a motion capture suit, but it's not going to be a guy in a rubber suit. Here is Mothra. This is made by Bandai. This is another one from that cardboard box figures that you can get at Walmart. This came out in, well, when I say came out, it says what it stamps on the bottom, so 2002 is what it says. So this is from, I would assume, 1964 Mothra, but I guess it could be from possibly the 90s Mothra. I'm not 100% for sure. Not much articulation on this. The wings are just kind of, you can bend them, but it's just like a little hinge or piece of plastic shoved, another piece of plastic. Her, these legs move, and that's all it does. I would get some fishing wire and try to hang it from the ceiling. So I think it looks pretty cool, because it looks better than just sitting like that, or try to like prop it up on something, or just like stick it on Godzilla's head, like I do. Super cool one. This one you can also get at Walmart, cardboard box type of packaging for like, I think all those were like 12 or 13 bucks. This is also made by Bandai. This is King Ghidorah. It says 2014 on the bottom of its foot. I don't know if this is from the 1964 Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, or if this is from the 1991 Godzilla vs King Ghidorah, which is a totally different storyline. See, this one has the movable plastic, but it doesn't stay, just like Mothra's wings. We've got weird pivot right here. This is the same figure you can get at Walmart, but I actually got this one at Toys R Us a long time ago, but seeing how those are gone, you can just get them at Walmart now. You might have to call around on the Walmarts, because these figures are going really quick, and if you didn't get them, then everybody grabbed them all, and then the only ones you're going to find are like Mecha G, maybe, and then like 50 King Caesars, and that's it. And there's a 1954 Godzilla goes with this series, but it doesn't really look that good in my opinion. But I love the heads. Judging by the heads, it's got to be 90s, because the 60s has the little fuzzies in the back of its head, like the Chinese dragons. Still want to save up to get the SH Monster Arts King Ghidorah with the super articulation, but it's like 150 bucks, so I've just had him. You can make do with this one, and you'll be alright for now. And you can also hang him from the ceiling too, wrap it around his neck. Hang him with the fishing wire, so it looks like he's flying. This is the NECA Atomic Blast Godzilla from the crazy title movie Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters on Attack, a.k.a. GMK. So they make this one in a blue variant. They also make it in a just regular black variant. He has the soft spines. He's got the tail that of course pops off. Okay, now that I popped it off, that's what I'm talking about when I said get the blow dryer. But there's that. He comes with the super cool paint job, Atomic Blast, and that little thing goes in the back of his throat. It's really hard to make it stay, but there you go, there's that. He has a lot of the similar articulation as the 1960s one. Yes, the fingers will pop off, but he's got lots more poses because he has bigger arms, so he can kind of go like that, or like this, or he can kind of, he's good for stop motion, really good for stop motion, because he moves around so much. That, same thing, here, well, kind of twisty, it's like trying to be a ball socket, but it's not. But he's a chunk. Look at him. I think he was the second or third one I got out of the NECA series. Even though I'm not like the biggest fan ever of that movie, or of the scary one with the white eyes. Fun fact, the Thai Beanie Babies made one like of him that was only released in Japan. They made King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Godzilla, and they made one Godzilla with the white eyes, one Godzilla with the normal cute eyes. So he's definite one of my all-time favorites. He's built like a freaking gorilla, but he's pretty cool, and he has like the most awesome paint job so far of the NECA series. He came out in 2003, or at least the repaint did. Not for sure that's repaint the original. Alright, the best one right here. This is the box for this guy. This is Godzilla 1954, but he's painted to look like that poster, which is the movie called Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is 1956. They make two variants of this figure. Some of them, well, possibly three. Like, first one is this black and white, second one is green with flame, and I think there's another black and white one that doesn't have flame in the plastic bubble packaging. This was obviously in the box packaging. This is sold at Vintage Stock, possibly FYE, not confirmed, and Target. So he was a little bit more. He's kind of almost like 30 bucks. I think it was like 28 something. But it's worth it because he's arguably the best one out of all of them. Unless you don't like the wacky paint job. He's got the bendy spikes again. He's got the tail that you have to connect again. He has actually a small tail. And this one's very wrinkly, because it super looks like a guy in a suit. He has probably one of the best heads. And he has the vampire teeth. They didn't paint the inside of his mouth, though. He's one of the ones that has ears, too. All the Godzillas don't have ears. So there he goes. There is my DVD. I wish they would release this on Blu-ray. They probably have, and I just don't have it. Of Gojira and Godzilla King of the Monsters in English with Raymond Burr. Not to be confused with the movie that just came out like this year called Godzilla King of the Monsters, just to confuse all the super non-diehard fans. But this one I freaked out when I saw it, because if you want to buy the black and white one on Amazon, it's insane expensive unless you can find it local. Don't spend like 30 or 40 bucks on this. If you really want the black and white one, get this one and take pictures of it in black and white. That's what I do. And you can also make pretty cool stop motion with this one as well. So there is that. Comes with the flame, which is actually the exact same flame. Like the sculpt of the flame is the same as the Godzilla vs Kong one. So you can interchange all the flames too. Here we go, a lot of people's childhood with this one. This is 1962 Godzilla from the movie Godzilla vs Kong, which was America versus Japan. This one, he looks kind of like a frog, but I like him. He's a lot cuter than the other ones. He's got these hands. But watch out because the fingers will come off. The fingers actually move though. You've got that. You've got like all of this articulation. This is also made by NECA. They do sell these at Target. They also sell these at Vintage Stock. If you have those stores in your area, they probably cost a little bit more there. I think I drove like 3 cities over to get this, and then I was like, oh, they just got it at my local Target, but so it kind of felt kind of dumb. His feet are totally different than the other one's feet. I don't know if I like the feet. He only has 3 toes. And he also has the rubbery spikes. All the NECA are like huge, heavy-duty chunk figures, but they have the rubbery spikes. And he has the pretty posable tail, and yes, the end of it will pop off. Yes, you have to connect it when you get it. Unlike the Shin Godzilla, he comes in a little plastic bubble thing that has that background. The background of the 54 Godzilla right there. But all of them come in a plastic bubble, except these special edition figures like him. So here's the original Japanese 1962 cover, or whichever year it actually came out. Correct me if I'm wrong, if that was the first Godzilla movie in color. It might have been. I don't think Godzilla's Raids Again was in color. I think that was black and white. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, here's the fire. There's a hole in the back of his throat. You can stick it in there. And here is Mecha Godzilla. This one is at Walmart. You can get it. It's made by Bandai. It's also in that cardboard box type of setup. This is from the, this came out in 2009, so this one's pretty recent. I think this is a re-release of when they came out with them forever ago. It's from the 1975 film Terror of Mecha Godzilla. This one's a fan favorite. I don't like the articulation. That's probably the only reason I don't like this figure, because it's just like, that's all you get is this arm. That's all you get. You don't get anything in this. His little MG right there. Even though it looks like a B, pretty sure it's a G. He has such a really short tail, and I was like, no he doesn't, and then I watched the movie and I was like, okay, yeah, I guess he doesn't have a tail. But tail doesn't move. Feet just move like that. So you can make him in like goofy running poses, because you can balance on the tail like this. His head does move. Head moves all the way around, so you can be all creepy. His waist moves, so you can have like super crazy electric boogaloo pose going on here. But yeah, if you like the 70s one, looks like a Doctor Who Dalek type robot, then go with this one. It's also that super light plastic toy material. Here is the one that I'm going to call Godzilla 2014, which is from this movie, which is the American film. This is the NECA version of this that comes in the plastic bubble that you can get at Target in the back with the electronics. He has teeny tiny head, but the mouth does open. He has probably the weirdest arms of all of them. Just weird arms, weird hands. This is not my favorite figure. It has been redone for the 2019 film called Godzilla King of the Monsters. I thought it was the same sculpt, because it's also by NECA. They also had it at Target, but I didn't buy it. But the spikes, they made them bigger, and they made them more like the 1954 spikes, is what the guy said in the bonus features. It's noticeable, and then I didn't even notice that, but you notice that in the movie, the hardcore fans notice that his head's wider. In the 2019 version, his hand's a little bit more fixed. He doesn't have these weird feet. He has like normal looking feet. I mean, what's going on with these feet? These are like deformed crocodile feet. But yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this one. I'll just buy the 2019 one. Or if you really want to go super cheapskate and no articulation at all, buy the ones that are made by the ones that sell at Walmart. His tail's kind of bendy, which is weird. He does not come with a tog breath. Okay, this guy is going to be impossible to get in the shot. This is Kiru, a.k.a. Mecha Godzilla, a.k.a. Mecha Godzilla 2. a.k.a. depends what movie you're watching. Sometimes it's called Mecha Godzilla 3 for some reason. This is another one of the ones that's made from the bones of the dead Godzilla. This is a giant Bandai statue. It says 2007 on his foot. These are GameStop and ThinkGeek exclusives, therefore kind of hard to come by. This is from Godzilla Tokyo SOS and Godzilla against Mecha Godzilla, which is actually one of my favorite films of the ones that have Millennium. This looks really super cool on the shelf. The only articulation you're going to get is head, and it doesn't go all the way because the spike stops it. Up and down arms, 360 arms, not the legs, not the legs, oh my god, not the legs, that's so weird. The tail is like this, and he's also the kind of bendy, like floats in the pool type of toy. More of that Bandai fun. There's also a Godzilla that goes with this one, which is not my favorite, that's why I didn't buy it, which is Godzilla from Final Wars. I guess technically he could also be from Final Wars. But I like the attention to detail on him. He has the little tear on his head because he cries, because it's a skeleton of the Godzilla, and it has to fight current Godzilla, and it's all sad. So there's that. He's got the little paint job in here. This one would be actually really fun to repaint. GameStop and ThinkGeek exclusive, you know, that's the same company. You can get either one. You can buy them probably online as well if they're already gone. But he was probably pretty pricey as far as the Bandai goes. He was like $30, but if this was like a NECA thing, it would be like $100, something crazy. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Go buy the new movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's the best. Would highly recommend. No, I'm not sponsored to do anything. I'm just saying this because it's cool. Or if you don't think you like Godzilla and you want to get into it and you don't want to have to worry about all the weird Japanese stuff and freaky references and all that stuff, you can watch this movie and pretty much you're pretty well okay on understanding what the heck's going on, because you get to meet Godzilla, Rodan, King Ghidorah, and Mothra all in the same movie.